Hi you guys, Stephanie here. Okay, so I'm going to be doing most of this standing up. I'm going to be working on the book cover for one of the journals. And I have been trying all morning to get this figured out so that it would go smoothly. So I'm going to put these two in this particular one, and I'm going to be using this as the inside cover page. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I really doubt we'll get to sewing the signatures in because I have a feeling this is going to take us a long time. So this is going to be the book cover. I've made it out of old cereal boxes. A lot of times I'll do chipboard, but I have used up all of my chipboard, and so I also save cereal boxes. So I take two and sandwich them, and I sandpaper the shiny sides and then glue the shiny sides together, and I put them in heavy books, and I've left them overnight so they're pretty flat. I try to make the cover about 1/8 of an inch bigger than the folded signature pages, so it should fit inside perfectly. And then I take my signatures and I put them on my my board, you know, to see about how fat they are, and that's how I decide how big to make my spine, so that when it's all closed, it's not too fat. Okay, so that's how I got that. So it's going to be different for everything you make. I mean, I don't know, some people make the exact same size thing every time, but I don't. It really ends up being, depending on what I'm making it out of. Okay, so I saw a video, and this was a brilliant idea, where after they've cut their pieces, to get the space here where it hinges the same, they tape it, and I thought that was great. I just took a ruler and lined it up with the ruler, and I left a 1/4 inch space, and then I taped it together. Okay, so then this is going to be the fabric I'm using. So I don't always use fabric. I don't think I've ever done fabric except for the spine. So this is all new to me. So we're doing all kinds of different things here. So I cut it out with my fabric cutter. If you don't have one, you know, scissors. But those are great if you have one. And if you're watching this and you're saying, nope, that's totally wrong, I don't know, bear with me. So this is how I'm going to do it. I am going to use the Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. This one is a no-sew one. The directions say if it has to be sewn, that you are to get, it says do not sew. If stitching is required, use Heat Bond Light in the purple package. So this one is Ultra Bond, and it's the red package. Don't use this one if you have to sew. So originally I was going to put this on the side of the whole thing, but then I realized if I did that, I would also have to put it here. Otherwise, this was going to be loose on the outside of the book, and when you go to hinge it, this was going to move around. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put this on the back side of this, so I adhere this to this. And we're going to do that right now. First, I'm going to attach it to this. Okay, I'm getting this out of the way, and I use a piece of old board that did not get used and an old like tea towel type thing. And I'm just going to kind of find the middle. Ish, so I can kind of line it up that way. My ironing board is on, that's around the middle, right? My ironing board is on medium heat. It says to use medium heat. And So what I've done is I've left, it's going to attach to here, but it's not going to attach where I'm going to be folding it over my book. I just didn't want it to be a thick fold right here. And I don't know if that's going to be the right choice or not, but that's the decision I made. And so when I'm doing this, it's different, seriously, for every book. And I've never had one fall apart. It's always been fine. So it says like 2 to 4 seconds on this, and then you have to let it cool before pulling off the paper. So I just usually, cool it off, and I try to pull it away. If it pulls away easily, then it's good. And so like this corner I didn't even get. Same here. So I need to do more. And I did wash my fabric first. You want to get that sizing off because I have a feeling that's not good for the adhesion of the Ultra Bond or Heat Bond, whatever this stuff is called. I was looking online last night for how other people do their covers. And, a lot of people do the fabric covers. And I don't generally. I think I like the hardcovers better. I have made one, and I don't know. There's probably going to be quite a bit of wiggling of my desk in doing this, so I apologize, but it's an active crafting moment. So, okay, let's see if that worked. I practiced on another piece of fabric this morning and it worked just fine. So, come on. There it goes. If you do it too much, it will, I've had this happen to me before. If you do it too much, it'll like bleed through the fabric. So that's not good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my cover and I'm going to iron it so that it is attached now to my cover. And this is not going to be easy. I don't think. I'm trying to find the middle. And then I can see where the shiny part is, where I've left space for the folding over. So I'm trying to get that so that it's in about the right place. Okay, and then I'm going to measure so that it's fairly close. So I need it to be about 4 3/4 inches, if I remember right. Nope. Like watching paint dry, right? That's close, so that's good. Sorry if my head gets in the way. That's close. Okay, so now I am going to iron this so that it's attached to this fabric. And I know it's wiggling. I'm sorry. I'll try and not press so hard. I don't think you really need to press hard anyway. So now when your journal opens and closes, this fabric will not be loose from this fabric. I could have, if I had the other, the light bond, I could have sewn it and then it would have been much better, but That's not what I have, so I really want to make sure it's on there. I might have to turn it up a little bit. Yeah, it needs to be hotter. Okay, so while I'm letting that cool off, I'll tell you what I'm going to do next. So in a video I was watching, it was talking about making book fabric. I guess you can buy book fabric, but I don't have any. And the fabric you buy, you know, in the fabric stores or craft shops or whatever, it's thin and a lot of times you can see through it. And I did not want that. I wanted it to be opaque, is that the word? Also, you go to glue it down and the glue seeps through, and I didn't want that. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put this to the edge and iron it down, and you'll see why. I'm just letting the iron heat up while I'm talking. That's hot. I can smell it. Okay. Sorry about the wiggle. Okay, I can tell when I just moved it that it's attached. So that's good. Okay. So this was in a video that I saw, same one that I saw about doing the tape on the book. I saw this, and this helps it to be a heavier fabric, and also it'll be not as see-through, and you'll see why in a minute. And the glue won't seep through, so that's good. Okay. Get the other side. Where did it go? Here it is. So I was at Joann Fabric yesterday trying to find fabric to cover this journal, and they have sold out of almost everything. It was just really picked through. I was surprised. I don't know why. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was. Okay, well, this side is cooling off. I'll show you what we're going to do to this side. So this is how you, so I could iron this directly to my my cereal box, but I don't know how well this adheres to this. I didn't test it. But I also want this to be really, really opaque. So what I saw was they took, yeah, this is the one. They took tissue paper and ironed this on, and then it becomes like a paper again, and you can then glue it. And this makes it so that you cannot see through it. There's no way anybody's going to see my cereal box through this. Ooh, that got hot. Okay. I'm going to turn my iron down just a second. So I will go ahead and I will sew in my signatures today, and so I might actually upload another video so that you can see that. I need to get them done. So I don't think I've told you guys, but there's a shop locally where I sell my journals. And since these are Halloween journals. I really want to get them down there. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck with Halloween journals until next year. And I don't want to be. Let's see. The little bit that's sticking over the edge is fine. It's all going to be covered when it's inside of the journal anyway. Okay, that's really hot. A little bit of the sticky got on my iron. I use this iron just for crafting, so. Okay. So that's all done. And then if you want, you can take and cut the edges of the paper. I mean, I really don't think it's going to matter because, like I said, it's all going to be covered. But it also might throw off how you're lining up your books. So maybe it would be a good idea to chop that down if I can. It doesn't want, the scissors don't want to cut it. Come on. Yeah, that's crazy how the scissors don't like that stuff. And that side's okay, I think, for the most part. Cut this one a little bit. So my concern, now I've never done this before, the way I'm showing you. So my concern is, now did I make it too thick? And I'm hoping not, and I don't really think so, because if you can use a heavy fabric, actual book fabric, then I should be able to use this without a problem. I'm going to put this back on because it helps me know where I am so that you guys are in the camera. Okay, so now we take and we put this down like this, and I cut it so that there's about 1 inch all the way around. See how I've got you? Yep. Okay, and I might sit down now. Yep, I think I will. Hopefully there won't be as much wiggling. Unplug my iron. And I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one side just by flipping it over. I've never had a problem. This glue always works really well. So now, since I put the heat bonds layer and this paper layer, no glue is going to seep through. And I use lots of glue. Let's see, put that there. Get my bone folder. Get it where I think we're kind of in the right place, I hope. Otherwise, all that measuring was for nothing, right? Okay. I have a brayer, one of those, I think that's what you call when you roll it, but it makes a mess. It like the roller, little bits of rubber end up all over the place when I use it. Okay. And now I'm going to switch this way, and I'll do both of these now. Hope I'm not forgetting anything. I have enough fabric where I can start over if I need to. If I do, I won't tell you guys. I'll just pretend. No, you're gonna see. You're gonna know. So yeah, if you've never done this before, then it's important to know that if you just use fabric and Fabri-Tac and try and glue it to something like this, the Fabri-Tac will seep through the fabric and you'll be able to see it. It's blotchy. And, you know, if you're covering it with then something else, then that's okay. But I was planning on leaving it just kind of plain on the front, just the fabric. I didn't want to cover up the fabric. Okay. And then I go ahead, so now see, since I didn't put any of the sticky, I can fold this over and I'll explain why. There's a method to the madness. So the one thing that I'm kind of worried about is the corners. I'm not sure how my corners are going to work out. So normally what I do when it's just paper, I take them and I go like this and like this, but it's going to end up being really fat if I do that. So what I'm thinking I might do, I think I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it so that, let's see. See, I'm learning with you guys. I'm just going to cut some of the bulk out, but I'm going to be covering this with paper, so that should be fine. So I think what I want to do is I want to get rid of the fold, but I wanted to leave enough to fold it over the corner, so the corner's not showing. And then my paper is going to come up and cover that. And I might leave a little bit, but that makes it much thinner. So that's good. There we go. I think that'll work. So on the next ones, I'll just leave a little bit more space, I think. Let me see, I'm gonna get that started. So I go like that. I try and get it nice and square and fold it in, and so it just makes a line. Okay, we're gonna leave a little bit this time. Let's see, we're gonna go about here. I can always cut more off. I just can't add it. That's probably good. And if you're smarter than me, you'll know a better way. So just do it your way. This is how I'm going to try. I'm leaving even more this time, I think. I keep saying that. I'm not sure if I am or not. Yeah, it should be fine. And like I said, it's going to be covered by paper anyway. I just didn't want the board to be showing through. Yeah, I don't know if it makes a difference. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue down. And I am going to use this one now rather than, it's the same glue. So I always put a bead right up next to the edge so that it's really sticking to the board. And then I just get it everywhere. And I don't mind if it seeps through on this because it's all going to be covered. Okay, so I need to have this go down. I'm going to put a little glue. Oh, I did. Okay. So that needs to go down. I try and give it a nice edge. And then up. And we'll squish it down real good. Oh, I need to move this. And it's okay if it tears because it's covered, right? Just don't use one of the high bond ones because that could be a problem. So I would love to say that it normally is much smoother than this, but I really don't know because I'm normally not filming it. So I'm just kind of going about my business, not thinking about how smoothly it's going. So again, I'm just sticking my fingernail in there to get a nice edge, nice and tight as much as you can. Okay. Make sure you put glue down in there. I don't know if I did or not, so. Oops. So, this was keeping me awake last night, just so you know. Very nervous about it. Messy, messy, messy. Getting glue everywhere. This glue is really good though. It dries very fast. And like I said, I've never ever had a problem with it coming loose. So, and you just get it at Joann. And I don't know where else you can get it, but it's, I think I've told you guys before, it's not tacky glue. It's quick dry tacky glue. This takes a long time to dry. This doesn't. So, when I glued the cereal boxes together, though, I did use the regular tacky glue, and that's fine because I let them sit overnight. Oops. The paper pulled away on this. So yeah, this side I should have left more fabric, but that's okay. If you wanted to, you could always take a piece and kind of fill in if you were concerned about it showing. I might do that actually, since that one's kind of short. Okay. After I get this all done, I usually end up putting it in a stack of books again so that it dries as flat as it can. Because whenever you're putting glue on stuff, it tends to want to curl up on you. I'm sure you realize that. If you've ever made one before, I'm sure you have. One more side to go. Looks like I need to put a little glue underneath here. Okay, and here. If I did the same one every time, I'm sure it would be a smooth video. But so when you're making journals, and if you're like me, you don't have everything, and so you make do with what you have, which is, to me, one of the things that makes the journals so cool. They're not all the same. Everything I make tends to be a little different from the other. So, but anyway, yeah, so it would be a more smooth situation, but I don't always do it the same. Okay. I didn't. Look at what I did. You guys probably telling me, Stephanie. That's okay. It'll still stay down. But I will get the rest of it off. I'm just checking. So yeah, it adds to the sturdiness and everything, but since everything's a little bit damp, you know. So what I'm doing next, take off a couple of these. I don't think it'll show through. I mean, it's not going to show through as though you can see through the paper, but I didn't want it to leave bumpies. Okay, so I'm going to put this paper down. So this is how I measure. I just kind of line it up to see, you know, I want to be able to see just a little bit. And I take and I put a mark down here. And take my paper cutter and cut it there. And then I take and I line it up here, and we're just going to go, because this is going to be covering it, so we'll still, you know, it adds to the strength, so we're gonna do that. So that's for this side, and then over here I'll go here. Thank goodness for extra space on the floor. I want to round the corner just a tad. So I'm just going to take and just snip the edge off. I just don't want the pokey edge. Okay, and I'm going to distress it. So far my phone, when I've been recording, it hasn't shut off on me. It's been just fine. And so you know, today's going to be the day. Actually, I don't need to do that side. Okay, and so I want to get an idea of where this is going to be, and I'm gonna do a little line so it's distressed kind of here. Okay, now we have to do that all the way around, which is fine. Yeah, I think that's gonna look cute. It's a lot, but it's okay. I like that. I really wanted it like that on the front of the book, so of course then it has to be that way on the inside as well. We're almost done with this part. But I am just making the book cover today. I'm not gonna, or for the video anyway. I won't do the sewing in. Okay, so right around in here. I love this purple polka dot. I think it's really cute. Okay, let's glue those down. I want to go right up to the edge to make sure that it really adheres to that fabric. Lots and lots and lots of glue. I need to fill that up. It does dry clear, so if it kind of seeps out a little bit, that's okay. The edge is the most worrisome to me. The corner, not the edge. The edge will be fine, but the corner, what I'm kind of worried about. Okay, we'll go back and push it down as we're doing other things. So, I don't know what I'm just doing this today, I guess. I don't have anything exciting to talk about. The only thing I've done this week is this and groceries. So, not that there's much of anything else to do. Been trying to catch up on some of the channels that I like to watch, but there are so many people that I like to watch that I can't watch them all in a day. And so when I'm crafting, I just kind of let them run. Hopefully catch up on some things. People like to, they tell little stories and tidbits, and it's like, you never know which video they're going to talk about something that you really want to hear. So, okay. I believe that is down. The corners seem to be down really well. Okay, and now we're going to do this part. And I'm just going to use, what do I want to use? I'm going to get up here for just a second. Somewhere, nope, yep, there it is. I have art glitter glue. And it's not something that I've used very often because it's really runny, and I don't know if it's because it's new, but I think we're going to try our glitter glue. I'm going to do the very edge so that when it folds over it's nice and tight. And then I'm leaving this kind of loose. I don't want to go all the way up so that it's not like a real tight seal on the edge of the fabric. Okay. And I'm just lightly so that the glue doesn't seep through too much. Everybody talks about how great the art glitter glue is, so that's why I'm trying it, but I'm trying it on the inside. And I want it to stick in here. I'm hoping. I kind of want it to stick to the fabric on the other side. Ooh, isn't that gonna be cute? Is it crooked? Bummer if it is. Okay, so that's good. We'll get this side. Okay. We're almost done. I don't know if that screws on. I don't think it does. Okay, and again, I want it to go down into those creases. Okay, so I like this being loose. Gives it a little bit of personality. There we go. So that is the journal cover. We'll get all the little flakes and stuff off when it's totally dry. Isn't that cute? I love it. So it may not have been the way anybody else would have done it. It might have been the roundabout way, but it did work, right? So I guess that's really all that counts. And I am going to put some heavy books on it so that it doesn't curl up. And I always put wax paper down so that it doesn't stick. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go get some lunch and I will see you guys later.